Good morning and good day, good afternoon. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for another day today, and thank you for your grace and your mercy and your goodness. I thank you for all of your blessings. I thank you for friends and for family. Thank you for a nice sunny day out today, and I ask that you would help me to be grateful for every 3 pips that I can pull into the market, out of the market today. I ask for wisdom, discipline, and some good choices as we take some trades in the market today. Amen. Cat's trying to read my Bible. Cedar, what are you doing? Okay, let's see what's going on in the news. Okay, 26 minutes ago, Iran's foreign ministry. The U.S. has violated the ceasefire in the Hormozgan area. Oh, 26 minutes ago. It looks like the market does not care about that. So today, we've got really nothing. We got consumer confidence, CB consumer confidence at 10 in 2 hours. That's about it for higher impact news until the Tokyo session later tonight. Actually, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the Tokyo session. So that'll be probably a really good session tonight. But hopefully the market just gets moving because a lot of the world was on a holiday yesterday. So let's go check the charts. The London session, this is what we've got. The market's finally starting to move a little bit. We had this London open move, 14 pips. Still not a whole lot going on, but at least it started to move. Let's go check the daily. Still in consolidation. We went from this consolidation and moved into this consolidation. So, and actually we didn't even quite fill that gap, did we, from the weekend? We'll go look at that in more detail in a second, but I just want to take all these objects off and start fresh. this line is still playing a pretty good role. It's 1.165 or 1.66. That's kind of like the line where if we cross back over, we head back up into this area of consolidation. Or if we can break below 157, 158, that might be the line to start a new trend. Down into the hour chart, we can see that gap from the weekend did not get filled yet, surprisingly. It's the thing with currencies. I feel like these gaps just don't hold a whole lot of value. Like eventually it will get filled, but there's just no hurry to go and fill them. At least on the euro dollar. I'm sure it's similar with the other ones. Here's the 15-minute chart. We've got, this is the London session through here. So let's see where we break to get into the, oh, that's so interesting. We had a wick. We had a really good try to start getting through that gap, and it got rejected. So we've got this to try and get through at some point. And how much of a gap was that? 25 pips. It should get there. I think it'll probably get there today. But it doesn't have to. Okay. So where are we gonna get trading at? It's the 5-minute chart. We've got this run down, this recent energy, 12 pips, hardly, it's still really barely moving. It just looks like it's starting to move, which it is starting to, but it's just crazy that it's still so small. Such little movement. Since the market opened on Sunday, it has really only traveled back and forth this 20 pips. That is very little movement. So I think we should at least go and try and fill this gap today. Okay. Just put some lines on the chart. I think, like, if we go back to the hourly here, we're still kind of like at resistance, overhead resistance. So if we break up, we could really run, but I think we're more likely to head back down and stay in this consolidation while filling that gap. So I'm gonna probably play to the short side for now. Just missed that trade. If it pops up, then I'll start going short. Oh, just like that. Get in right there. Got some lines to play short at. Starting at $46, $10,046. Market quickly ran down, just missed the target, and popped right back up. So we've got a little area right in here where 2 pip targets would probably be a little bit better. I'm just going to keep an eye on that to see if that stays consistent, or if we can start hitting these 3 pip targets. I want to just at least start with the 3 pip targets, see if we can get them. Alright, I'm going to have to try and reposition. The trade is just stuck. The market's stuck right in the middle. Like, my positioning is just bad, so I'm going to have to try and close for a little profit and then wait and relocate the trade. Okay, it's starting to move in favor. We've got this very tiny little mini trend starting to take it down. Just going to be watching to see what happens if the market can get right down to the target. And if it starts to stall, then I'll just take the profits on it. Okay, I'm just going to take this little profit, just wait for it to go somewhere. Somewhere else. Oh man, where are the people at? All right, let's try and get another trade back in here. It's popped up. And we're gonna shrink the take profit because this market's barely going anywhere. And we'll bring this target up to here. And while we wait, let's go back over to the news for a sec and look and see what's going on as to where and when people are going to come back into the market. This is one of the better times of the week, actually, is tonight in the today's Tokyo, or tomorrow's Tokyo Open. We've got a bunch of red folders, but then when we go into tomorrow, there's still not much going on. During the New York session, there's pretty much nothing. Very little stuff going on when it comes to high impact news. And then here's Thursday. There's core PCE price index on Thursday. That'll be something. Prelim GDP quarterly. Unemployment claims. So Thursday might be a little bit better, but today and tomorrow are really just slow. And then even on Friday, there's not much on Friday. So this just might be a slow week. Got a little bit of news on the CAD on Friday. And possibly the pound with the Bank of England, Governor Bailey. But this is looking like a pretty slow kind of week. right, we get into another trade on this line. Right there. All right, looks like we got the one trade. Finally, we got one. Well, I guess it's the second one, but we didn't even hit the target on the first one. And I can take a small gain on this one if I want and relocate the trade also. If I feel like it's not in a good spot, which is at this point now, it's right in the middle of this consolidation, so it's not a great location. So I might just take a small win on it if we get it, and then relocate. Okay, starting to move into a little bit of profit, and we've got a candle close in favor right in here, so let's just hold on to it for a little bit. We might get back down to these lows over here. The other thing we can do when it's this slow is I can break down my position size into even smaller pieces and scatter them to get them into higher probability spots. So one position for me is 0.05. So I could break it down and trade micro lots, which is 0.01s. And I can scatter that one position across a few different spots, which creates a little bit higher probability on hitting targets. So I might do that just because it's so slow. It doesn't hurt to trade lighter, especially when the volatility is less. So I will break it down. Oh, unless the volatility is picking up now. So if this trade pops down into some profit again, I'm going to reduce my size and increase the volume of trades, just so that we can do something. All right, we'll take that little 15 cents, and then I'm going to break this down into O1s or micro lots. Each trade will make less money, but it will give us more opportunities. So I can start here, and I'll scatter this one position throughout this whole space. So I'll go into a second one here. And it helps to get higher probability on these targets. And get better positioning. So now I've got 5 of these little trades that I can place in order to fulfill just one position size. There we go. See, now at least we're getting some targets a little bit quicker. So if it pops back up, we'll start scattering into some more trades. Put one in here. And I'll put like another 3 up in this zone. It is hard to make money in here. Okay, we're coming into another target. There we go, we got one. And there we go. There's another one. So now wait for it to pop back up. And if I can get a much better position again, I'll put it back up to the 0.05 lot size. But if it's just going to maintain this type of pattern and speed, then I'm going to just stick with these 01s. So just wait and see what happens. Okay, we'll get into one micro lot. I'm going to keep the micro lots on in here. I'm just going to scatter in. I'm going to get into a full size in this area, and then I'll get into another full size above that. So 2, 3, 4. 5. So now I'm in one position here. I'm going to bump this back up to 05, and then we'll wait for it to pop up to that line. It's got to pick up a little bit over the next short period of time. If not now, then maybe the stock market open in 40 minutes. So I'm also just going to take one of these trades, move it down here too in case it's running a little bit, just to open up the door for a little bit more profit. All right, starting to move into some targets. Finally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. About 17 minutes of this barely going anywhere. Almost hitting targets now. Whew, just bounced into those targets and didn't quite take them. This is wildly slow. Okay, here we go, second try. We should get there. Should at least try this bottom over here. Oh, hey, David. Man, this market is dead. It is so dead. I just started cutting my size into a fifth of what I would usually trade just to try and gather up some little profits. And it is stuck. Holy cow. I hope that maybe when the stock market opens we'll get some more movement. This is just so dead. How's it going with you? I'm gonna peel back that size again. I thought maybe it was going to pick up there. Maybe we'll pick up as we turn into this new hour. But I'm going to keep it super light because the volatility is so low. All right, we finally tagged a couple targets. Got them. And we got one left on here. I'm not going to let that one turn into a loser, so I'll just do this. Move that stop loss in like that. And we'll just see if we can move down. Yeah, you have not missed anything. Since the past hour, this market has done nothing. So, good call not being in yet. I was looking at the news when I started this, and it looks like the Tokyo session tonight has actually got some red folders in it. Got some higher impact news tonight, so I'm thinking that might be one of the better times to trade this week, because this week is really slow news-wise. It's super slow, so I'm wondering if we're just not going to get a very high activity week. But if that's the case, I mean, you and I both know that it seems like when there's lower volatility, we've got lower probability. So I'm going to just keep my size cut down so that I can't lose as much while this market's barely moving. And then once I see things really starting to pick up, go back to my normal trading size. But I just don't want to lose money. So tired of doing that. So since I've cut my size into fifths, I'm going to just start scattering my position into this as it pops up. So right here I start, and it might take that other trade out for a break even if it hits that line, which is fine. I'll just relocate. But this way I can keep active. I can keep doing something while not actually oversizing on my trades. And when you're doing this, you actually can find that you can get a little bit higher probability because you're scattering your trade over you're blanketing an area, and you can start to hit profits a little bit sooner. They're much smaller profits, but higher probability. Yeah, man, it's all about capital preservation. Don't lose money. So I'm cut my size way down. Then once the participation's back, just get back to normal trading size. I mean, you can still trade your normal trading size. It's just gotta be super patient, way, way patient. It just doesn't hurt to trade lighter. You know, like when you lose, you're just gonna lose less. There we go, another target. It's popping back up. We'll just short it again right here with this little move. Tiny little movement. I'm going to scatter my one position over this whole zone. If it pops back up. How's your weekend, David? Nice. A cookout with the fam. And you were able to tweak your back too. Nice. I guess that's what happens when you just start getting a little bit older. I was a few weeks ago. I tweaked I had a pinched nerve. I think actually we're in here, and I said I had a pinched nerve, and it lasted weeks. Man, that pinched nerve was so bad. Like, I'm actually still getting over it. It's almost completely gone. I've been massaging it, and I added my shoulder into my daily prayers, and I also started taking some liver pills to bump up the iron, and it seems to be going away after like some weeks of fighting it. So that's good to be getting that away. It's what worked for me. Prayer and some bumped up the iron intake, and that slowly helped that pinched nerve. So you could give that a try. Definitely think that the daily prayer over a particular subject is a strong move. It's a power play. But yeah, just what did we do this weekend? Well, for the Canadians, it wasn't a holiday yesterday, so it's kind of a regular day yesterday. And we just had a pretty restful weekend. We do Sabbaths on Saturday, so we really make sure that we are resting. I cannot believe this market. This is insane. We've been staying at this current place that we're at is supposed to be a temporary home for now, but the lady here, she's got an above ground pool, and I guess I'm just gonna scatter into another little bit of position here. There, that target can get hit more easily now. I guess I somehow forgot to empty the pool filter. And so when I went to start opening it up yesterday, I noticed that the pool filter was the tank was all cracked and broken. So that was kind of a bummer. So I'm now shopping around on Facebook Marketplace trying to find another filter tank or a whole nother unit. There we go. We got that trade in a good spot. And we got a target hit. Nice. Yeah, I kind of like that, piecing the trade into such small pieces, because then you can just move a little bit. Like, rather than sitting here not doing anything, I can place a few trades and still be within my sizing rules. All right, coming back into that. 'Tis the season. Good time to get it fixed. Time for the heat waves. Yeah, it's finally starting to warm up here. It's been a really cold spring. Okay, I'm just gonna take that little profit It's like stalling on the target, and I've seen that happen a few times now, so I'm just going to take that one off. And then I'll wait again for a pullback and then just scatter into a few more trades. Yeah, it was finally started getting warm yesterday, but it's been so cold this spring. Cold and wet. And but the grass and the trees have just started to explode the past couple days. Which is nice. I'm taking the kids to my parents this afternoon, so the kids and I can go do some work. We're going to do some gardening, clean up the gardens today, which is good. It always feels good to be in the sun and the dirt. See if we can hit that last target. Actually, I could let that one trade. Can I let that one run? Let's just let that one run. I'm going to take profit off. And then I'll just trail that down. See if it keeps running. Because eventually I'm thinking that I'm going to pull back out into the 5-minute chart. Eventually this market's going to want to try and fill that gap. I feel like it's going to go there today. So if I can hold one position for that, that would be good. I'm also going to get into another position right here because it's just pulling back. And so I'll scatter my 5 little positions all through here. There's a second trade. I'll put 2 or 3, and I'll get all the way up to 0.05, and that will be the same as one position. Oh, we're supposed to see 90 degrees there today. Okay, so that little trade tagged the stop loss, which was actually a profit because I was trailing it down. Wait a minute, did it? Yeah, it hit it, which is fine. It made profit. Just making little sense in here, but it's better than nothing. Where are you again, David? Is it the northern U.S.? Oh yeah, Wisconsin. In the forecast of 90 degrees today. That'll be warm. It's actually supposed to be really warm here today too, so that heat's moving up north. I'm in like southern Ontario, so we're near the Toronto area. Yeah. Countries are not, I mean, depending on where you're at the border, might be really close. Okay, so I'm going to just start slowly scatter my position over here. Get into a third trade. I've got 2 more to add in to make a total of 1 position. Okay, get into that 4th, and then another pop higher, I'll get into that 5th, and then that will be it for the 1 position. Then I'll take the 2nd position and scatter it up here. But this market, it's crazy how little it's moved. That run is almost 8 pips from there to there. That's over the course of almost an hour. We're at 46 minutes. It's drifted almost 8 pips in 45, 46 minutes. And since the New York Open, it's barely moved. See what happens in 20 minutes. Maybe the stock market will get this thing moving. Yeah, we're forecasted to see 28 Celsius. Which is like 82 Fahrenheit. Orange folder in 41 minutes. Oh yeah, that's right. That's like the only one we've got going on today. Yeah, so you're forecast to be 90 degrees. We're forecasted to be 80. Okay, if this pops up one more, I'll get into that last one right here. So now I'm in 1 total position. And I'll scatter another 5 of them up there to make a total of 2 positions. And that way we get increased probability of targets hitting, but with better money management or less risk. Or proportional risk. Just gotta go let my cat in. He's knocking at the door. What's going on? Oh, you used to have a cat that would knock to come in too. This guy he's so funny. He's very social. He's pretty smart too. He's huge. He's a Norwegian forest cat. He's a big boy. He's over 20 pounds. But he is super friendly and social. It's so funny too. He's got this little thing where he starts to like stand up on his back legs because he wants to come up for a hug. He's like, it's kind of a new thing. He's come up with that recently. But he just likes to be cuddled. Definitely a family favorite. Right, seeds. Yeah, they're cool. They're like, they're similar to Maine Coons. Similar cat to a Maine Coon, size and demeanor. But yeah, this guy is big. He's a big boy. Yeah. That's why he's knocking on the door. The kids aren't giving him the attention, so he's like, somebody. All right, starting to see that little turn in the market. Come back, roll back over. Potentially start hitting some of those targets. All right, there we go. Starting to hit some targets. Zoom in here, make this look high action. Action-packed trading. So we moved almost 3 pips from here to here, but we're squeezing some juice out of this little market. It's actually quite relaxing to be in such a light position. I know it kind of looks like maybe a lot, but it's not even one full position for me right now. So it's like zero stress. Might as well make a few cents rather than nothing. There we go. Hitting some more targets. Gonna see if I can get that last one off. Yeah, okay. Just got that last target off. Let's see if I can hang on to that one just for a little bit more. I'm gonna bring this stop loss to break even. And see if we can ride it down. We're hitting that line, which I believe that's the line where we need to cross to get into that gap. Yeah. Just trying to start filling that gap again right now. So we made the money on that little trade, and we took a portion of the trade and just see if we can let it run. All right, now we've got that break. I'm gonna scatter into another position. So as this pulls back, I'm gonna start layering back into that position again on these pullbacks. There's a second trade. It really helps to fade the ends of the market when the market is so slow like this. Like rather than waiting for confirmation or your 3-bar reversal or whatever it is that triggers you in, when the market is this stagnant, it helps to be able to fade the ends of the market. All right, we got the stock market open. And then I'm just starting to move back into some more targets again. I think I might head and get back up to a regular position size. We'll see. If this market's really starting to turn back on here, then I'll step it back up. So we'll see what happens over the next few minutes. range accounted for? So are you on, when you say range account for, is that for you on the euro dollar, or is that the pound dollar, or is that kind of like both? Oh no, you're trading the yen now. Is the yen moving a bit better? Oh, it does look a little bit better. What's this? Oh, it's not great actually. Well, yeah, that's not that great. $18 pips over 2 hours. Over 2 hours. It's not great. Yeah, just staying with the one pair. The dollar yen. All right, hit a couple targets again. It's better than nothing. Yeah, seriously, man, the market's just so dead. It's like a sluggish start after a long weekend for everybody, I guess. You've got the direction accounted for, so you're looking for a long on the dollar yen? Yep, long. Well, that correlates with what I'm doing, going short on the euro dollar. It's only taken like an hour and a half to finally start to pick a direction. I'm going to slowly scatter. I'm going to just keep these micro lots on for now. I want to see it really start moving, then I'll step up my size again. Okay, adding a third trade right there. So I've got 2 more to add in, just to equal 1 position. Okay, there's a 4th, and it might tap us out on that one. That's fine. Yep. So we'll let it run up just a little bit more, and then there. Now there's 5 micro lots, which equals 1 position for me. So I'll place a 2nd position in here. And it looks like it's starting to move a bit quicker. Retested the zone with the wick, but looking for a full body close inside the range. Full body close on the 5 minute or 1 minute. One minute. It's looking like it's turned into a pretty strong bull market. Oh, dude, I can't remember if I told you or not, but like last week was one of the worst weeks of my trading life. And I learned a big lesson. I thought that because the market I found, except for last week, I was over the past bunch of weeks was so dead, I thought that I needed to change up my system because it really was so slow. And I had moved my system to a 17 pip stop loss, and it started to work in those really slow conditions. But then last week, all the market picked right back up, and all I did last week was lose. I lost bad. I just got crushed. So that taught me that my system was actually just fine. I just needed to wait out the super slow market, even though it was weeks long. I just needed to wait it out, and so I just got crushed with that, with changing my system up. What I thought was adapting to fit the market was just no good. So I went back to my 35 pip stop losses, and I will just have to wait for the market to pick up. But the market smashed my 17 pip stop losses over and over last week. It was brutal. So I put my my stop losses back, and I put a new. I got a little printout of my rules, which are right here now, right beside my computer. And these rules are going to stay this way for months now. Just a painful week, but I learned my lesson. I'm going to add 2 more back into this spot and managed to grab, I think, a couple targets. So for me, the 35 pip stop losses are completely necessary, especially when that market picked up last week. The 17 pip stop losses were working in a really slow dead market, which they probably would work in this as well. But as soon as somebody comes into the market with a bigger move, those 17 pips will get hit pretty quick. So I'm not saying you can't use that. For the way that I trade, it was just not working. And not really a good adaptation. reviewed your trading as well. My rules changed back to what they were before. That's exactly what I did. Got to stick to cutting losses sooner. Yeah. It's pretty much always going to be better to keep losses smaller. I mean, that's like a bit of a generalized rule, but yeah. That's funny. He went back to the way you had them. I did the same thing. I just put my rules back. And I'm not veering from them. Next time, I mean, yeah, I'm just not going to switch it again. It hurt so much last week. It was such a painful week. I can't be bothered to try and drop back down. If anything, cutting down the size is my adaptation that I can do. But those stop losses, bringing them tighter, I got wrecked. I think the adaptation of being more conservative is a good thing, taking smaller losses or less size. But the range that I put myself into didn't work. Right, I'm back up to one full position at 5 micro lots. Blue FTMO account because I would let stop loss get hit for full loss instead of closing at 50% loss. Yeah. Yeah, I blew 2 FTMO accounts last week because of thinking that I was doing the right thing when I wasn't. Blew 2 of them. I haven't done that in a long time. So yeah, that was a bad week. And you've got your retest complete and looking for the entry. For me, that week, last week of high activity, that should have been making money. And all I did was lose. Oh yeah, the yen's trying to make a move to the upside. It could really run if it goes. It could go easily up to here, which is looks like you got like 50, 60 pips of room to go up. On the longer term anyway. So now I'm going to scatter my second position across this zone in here. Just barely enough room for 2 pips in there. And your entry's confirmed. Nice. I like that trade. Looks like a good one. That yen long. All right, it looks like I'm starting to hit some targets. Nice. There we go. Hitting a couple more targets. And another one. I'm going to take that last one off real quick. See if I can let that one run. It could be the time when it starts to run. I'm going to move it to break even. This could be, yeah, your entry's confirmed. This could be the time when the market starts to go. And then your yen, we probably just keep cruising for a little bit. Take profit one hit, nice. You have a second one that you leave more open. That was quick. Okay, I'm going to add into a position now as this pulls back. And another target hit. Okay, it's definitely picking up now, so I'm going to step my size back up. 2 to 1. Reward to risk. Okay, we're definitely going into that gap now. Oh yeah, there it goes. Darn, wish I was in a full-size trade. There it goes, wow. Okay, so I'm stepping up my size back up to where normal now. And I'm going to start fading the end of that one. And bump this back up to 3 pips. And I'm going to take the profit on that 7 pip one. News in 6 minutes. All right, that's good. Finally, the market's turning on a bit. That was a slow 2 hours. Whew, like so dead. And then once this pulls, if I can hit that target, I'm going to go short with that again. And then I want to stay a little bit more on the short side. Okay, there's that target hit. Now I'm going to go short here. And I've got my 3 pip target in the perfect spot. And now we're back up to full size trading. because the volatility is back, at least for now. And we should be with the news coming in. So 5 minutes. Oh, that was news actually we had there. That's why it started moving. Ground operation in Lebanon begins beyond the yellow line, Channel 12 Israel. Okay, I don't know, man. Some of these statements they're making on Forex Factory are just kind of like useless. But if the market moves, that's good. That's all I care about. That's all we care about. Just get the market moving. CB consumer confidence in 4 minutes. Oh, and then there's actually another thing that got added on. Tonight, the Bank of Japan governor speaking at 8 p.m. So that's more for the Tokyo session. The Tokyo session tonight looks like it's going to be really good. You got 3 minutes to CB consumer confidence. Well, I'm looking forward to trading the Tokyo session tonight because it's like it's got the most orange and red folders out of the whole week. Two minutes to the news. One minute to the news. See if I can get another trade on. If it can pop up a little bit more, get into that second trade. I'm gonna also just get rid of all these. I gotta start over with my objects list. Okay, I'm gonna get into a second trade right there. Oh, that was just a tiny bit too early. Ten seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Consumer confidence is 93.1, so it's decent for the dollar. Not much of, not a drastic change of expectancy. Yep, good for the US dollar. All right, starting to run up. Get into a third trade right here. I'll get into 2 at this line. One. Bearish engulfing candle on the yen. Yeah. Just hit one target, finally. If it pops back up, I'm going to try and get into 2 positions. OB below, still bullish. Yeah, I think it's still bullish. You gotta follow your rules, but it definitely would still be, I would be hanging on to the bull trades. Gotta follow the rules. Okay, I'm almost hitting another target. If I can hit that one target, I should get that last one off the bottom, because that one on the bottom is not in a great spot. I don't want my trades on the a spot where it has to break in order to even trigger. So I'm going to get out of that one as soon as it hits that target, if it can. Actually, here's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to bring up that take profit. I'm going to move it right into here. And that will take a small loss on that trade. Gotta break the OB to hit the stop loss at 50% of the range. What is the OB? I can't remember what that abbreviation is. I got this support right in here. That should offer up some good support there. Okay, getting a little mini 3-bar reversal coming in here. And this run down, pull back, and then another try it coming down. So if that target can get hit, I'm automatically taking a small loss on that bottom trade too. Oh yeah, 5-minute order block. Is that the same as support? Come on, market. are just stuck right now. Okay, I've got a small candle closing below this consolidation. I'll just stretch these out just a little. Oh, can I get it? Stretch. Because now it just closed below that consolidation, chances are it should go and tap that low. This consolidation right here. Just bounced off those targets, didn't hit them. So now there's a bit of an engulfing candle to the bear side. Oh, we're just stopping right on it again. I'm going to get rid of that loss on the bottom. Oh, it's just sitting on that. Just leave it, Josh. I hate it when it's stalling right there and it's like kind of already created a little support. It should get there. Talking minuscule amounts right now. There we go. So that was good. Took one trade, made $2, and then took a 50% loss for net win. And now there's just one trade left. and I don't want that one to turn into a loss. So that will be break even if it goes back up. And just reset. Do you see that patience? It's like a half a pip, a quarter of a pip that I was able to hold on for. But I did it. Yeah, your dollar yen should be coming back. Starting to turn back up. Starting to see that 3-bar reversal going back up. So I'm happy if it stops out there because it should extend up a little bit more and I'll just reposition. Okay, took that trade out for a small profit. And we've got potential 3-bar reversal to head back up. If it can get back up to that red line, it can get into another trade. Trying to turn back down. Sometimes it still closes early. Yeah. If it's stalling at your target area, it's just sometimes the right thing to do. Like you're getting the most recent data as that market's coming into your target zone. So sometimes it's just the thing to do. If it's slowing down, you know, it's always dependent on how the market gets to the zone that you're trying to get to. How does it get there? Closing on it. Yeah, it's stalling out for the, well, it really looks like it's going to turn down now. I think it should still go up. I also think the euro is still going to go down. But it doesn't look good from the short term at the moment. There we go. Another reset for me so I can get back in short there. It's a good spot. Still not a great market today. Like now that it's like the volatile time, it's still barely going anywhere. So I'm going to make this the last iteration. If I can hit a target, I'm going to call this a session. All right, come on in there. Got all the reasons to hit that target. Inside that last, got this new little support zone right in here. Right in, oh, come on now. Was it not? Right in here is that new support zone, and that target comes in right before it, so that's perfect. There we go. Nice. Well, that was a good little trading session. Made about, I think it was about $10. Started at 10.45 or 46, so about $10 on a really dead market. That's good for a market like that. Let's pull up the trade history. This was pretty good trading to scatter the position size over this little market, because I was able to keep squeezing profits out of this tiny little market. I was able to keep recycling over and over a few times through there, which is really good. And then I switched back over into full-size trading once we made that move down. So made a little bit more over here. Overall, good trading for a really dead market. I still think on the euro dollar that gap should get filled. Oh, we just about did it, actually. Yeah, we pretty much did it. I mean, technically, it should go all the way down to here. All the way down to there to fill it completely, but we're right at support right in here. And we've bounced into that spot right there, so. I'll just call that good for today. Hopefully come back tomorrow with some more energy into the market. Yeah, it's not a good market. It's super slow. Stagnant. Nobody seems to be trading. All right. I'm going to call that a session. I'll be back same time tomorrow. Right at the open. And hope you have a good rest of your day. If you liked it, like and subscribe. It's good for the algorithms for you and for me. So, all right, catch you guys later, and maybe see you tomorrow or sometime during the rest of the week.